Previously, we had talked about FTX, and with a various degree of politicians from both the Republican and Democratic side being involved in the back end, alongside that also with contributions of Sam Bankman-Fried, the former CEO of FTX. We're now finding out in a new article highlighted from Cointelegraph that FTX is seeking to get back many of these donations by the end of this month. I'll share my thoughts on this at the end of the video, and I will have the link to this article down in the description below. As usual, guys, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Everything I'm sharing is my own opinion. It's my own research. I highly encourage you to go do your own research. With that being said, let's go ahead and dive on into the news. FTX's new management is sending messages to politicians and political groups to return donations by the end of the month. FTX's new management, seeking to recover political donations made by Sam Bankman-Fried and other FTX executives, have set a deadline of the end of the month, according to a February 5th statement. The move is part of bankruptcy proceedings in an effort to repay the crypto exchange's creditors. According to FTX attorney Andy Dietrich, the defunct firm has, quote, recovered $5 billion in cash and liquid cryptocurrencies. By January 11th, total liabilities amount to nearly $9 billion. The statement says FTX debtors are sending confidential messages to political figures, political action funds, and other recipients of contributions or other payments that were made by or at the direction of the FTX debtors, Samuel Bankman-Fried, or other officers or principals of the FTX debtors, collectively the FTX contributors. These recipients are requested to return such funds to the FTX debtors by February 28, 2023. In 2020, Bankman-Fried was the second largest CEO contributor to Joe Biden's campaign, donating $5.2 million. During the midterm elections in November, he admitted to being a, quote, significant donor to both Democratic and Republican candidates. FTX's donations to political parties and candidates are under investigation by U.S. prosecutors. Court documents filed in January show that FTX debtors are reviewing donations between March 2020 and November 2022, totaling $93 million. FTX's new management announced on December 19th a pathway for politicians and political groups to voluntarily return funds previously donated by its executives. Unreturned donations are now required to be repaid with interest. To the extent such payments are not returned voluntarily, the FTX debtors reserve the right to commence actions before the bankruptcy court to require the return of such payments with interest accruing from the date any action is commenced. Other initiatives taken by FTX's new team to repay its creditors include plans to sell $4.6 billion worth of non-strategic investments, including subsidiaries such as LedgerX, Embed, FTX Japan, and FTX Europe. The companies are independent of FTX with segregated accounts. A task force was also formed by the United States Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York to, quote, trace and recover missing FTX customer funds and to handle investigations and prosecutions related to the collapse of the exchange. Bankman-Fried has pleaded not guilty to all criminal charges related to the company's fallout. Okay, well, I kind of touched on this a little bit in the past, but I'll talk about this again here. I think that whatever it is that is owed back, go ahead and pay that back. But the fact that they're trying to charge an interest on top of all of this seems a little bit odd to me. Why it would be on the responsibility of the politicians to not only pay back what they owe, but an additional amount. Could be because of the delay in timing, but it seems like they were very quick to say, hey, based on what we know, hey, you not only need to pay this back, but now that you need to pay it back every day that's basically going by, you're going to need to pay more. So it doesn't look good for the politicians, mainly because they're going to be losing money. And second of all is that if they don't want to give this back, then there's going to be a lot of public backlash, because more than likely these names are going to become public. People are going to know who these individuals are that took money from this, that needs to go back not only to the creditors, but we also need to make sure that we get this money back to the holders themselves. It's a step-by-step process. It's something that moves through with the whole bankruptcy filing system. And ultimately, the individuals who had money, regular individuals, they're the mass majority, right? Those people are the ones that want to get their money back and to see this stuff be resolved. And anyone that's trying to delay the process, that's not actually giving back money that looks like it was for shading dealings or that it was just mismanaged, again, it looks like this was largely mismanaged funds. That those individuals now look like the bad guys. They look like they are intentionally against the will of the people. And if you're a politician, you're elected because it's under the belief that you're trying to do things in the best interest of the people. I know it seems kind of crazy to say out loud for a variety of reasons, right? But anyways, let us know what you guys think about this down in the comments below. Again, not a financial advisor. Please go do your own research, everyone. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up, like button. God bless you guys. And thank you so much to my Patreon supporters. I really do appreciate it. If you're a higher level patron, we love SafeMoon.com, Victor Vegas, SafeMoon Oz for being higher level patrons. I appreciate you guys very much. And also thank you to my YouTube members. You guys are awesome. We'll see you in the next episode.